Hey there guys, welcome back to another episode of Monster Super League. It's your boy Odin, and today we're going to be going into the brand new Dimension Defense Dungeon. I have about 40 minutes left to go ahead and do these attacks. I was trying to make sure that I get as many teams as I could ready for this particular event. We are starting out with the Rainbow or the Variant Light one. If you guys took a look at the patch notes, they essentially gave us a little bit of a heads up as to what each element of the brand new Apophis boss does. So you guys can basically pause here and take a look if you guys want. If not, you can head to the Monster Super League Facebook page and you guys can look at the patch notes through there, or you can do it through the in-game news. But essentially we are doing the light one this weekend, so we're starting out with the Variant Light one. Every other day of the week it's not going to be variant. The variant one's just going to have probably a bit of an extra skill. Looks like, you know, a bit of an attack leader skill. But if you look at the description at the bottom, it says a boss whose attack power is low in the beginning but increases greatly as the level goes up. Better be careful as it often uses stun and shock skills. So looking at this table here, the normal attack that he's going to do first is going to be stun. Then he's going to do an active skill, which is resistance down, and then super skill all. I'm not entirely sure if that single means that it's only going to hit one, you know, I guess Mon, but I'm thinking it's going to do all of them anyway, so I'm not sure why they put single and then all, because as I noticed on the other one, single, it doesn't really affect just one Astromon. He's still hitting everything. So there you guys go. You guys can pause it, take a look, but we're going to be doing this boss here today. He's got stun, resistance down, and shock. So the way that I see this is we're going to need to have purification, and I'm going to show you guys my lineup here. I guess a bit of a couple tips, guys. You don't necessarily need to have Courageous Strikers. This event here is brand new. It requires a completely different set of Astromons. Whatever Astromons you had built for the Titans kind of generally don't apply here. What you're going to be looking at for this particular boss is monsters that have the lethal strike skill once you get a certain point. Somebody like the John Wuchi, for example, really excels. I noticed on the light one yesterday I did pretty decently. I think I had like 54 million before I basically ran out of attacks, but he's pretty good once you get to level 40 or so on the boss. But for the first beginning couple of levels, it doesn't matter. You essentially just want to use as many Astromon as you have that are the hardest hitting mons, while still being able to cope with the mechanisms or the you know, particular buffs that these bosses do. Resistance and shock and all of this just means that you have to build your mons with a decent amount of resist. I would recommend probably like 50 to 60%. I wouldn't necessarily say you need to cap it out, because he does have resistance down, so one way or another you're going to be hit with it. But without me going too much into detail, Astromon that are going to be very good for this event is going to be the Water Scheherazade, because she's going to be able to nullify or essentially keep you completely free from buffs. Let me see if I can find mine here. Here is mine. So mine is actually built for PvP, and I actually just finished building her like a couple of weeks ago, so I'm very happy that I did do that. The skill you're looking for is immunity, not purify, or at least for this Scheherazade you're going to use immunity. So the water one's going to be really good because every 2 turns you'll be able to get that off, and the buff lasts for 2 turns. So that's very good. I'm thinking, you know, the light one or the dark one of her actually I believe has immunity as well, and then so does the brand new Zeus. The dark one has that as well, and the 3-star skill. So I think for this boss particularly, now that I you know, see what the boss can do, the fire one is going to be really good for him, and so is the dark one, at least for the Zeus. If you guys take a look here, you will need to build 3 fire mini cats. The fire mini cat essentially has that purify or cleanse effect, same thing as the Cupid. I guess while I'm here, I might as well show you guys a really pretty cool and neat and helpful tool that helped me make my teams and what I use for Titans. If you go to MSL-Master.com, this is the page where you'll come up and you can select, you know, whether you're working on Titans, arenas, golems, etc. Just create your teams, and all you're gonna have to do is just, you know, you'll click on one of these slots, you'll pick up, you know, the buff that you're looking for. So for example, if you're looking for Buff Breaker, for example, that was a really good one. I believe this one's Purify. Let me see if I can find it. Purification, that's the actual buff. So right now you have the Water Cupid, the fire meowings, and then the wood cottontails. The only 3 monsters that have that particular skill. So you're gonna need to build those. I luckily had 3 arrows already built up. I only built 2 of the meowings this time around, and I don't have any of the wood cottontails. So, but yeah, you guys can go to this website. It's really good, really easy to pick out, you know, what particular skill you're looking for. Like I said, that buff breaker, for example, it'll show you every mon that has it. Same thing with what was the other one that we needed? Shield breaker. That one you'll need the water. What's her name? Kiki. That one's pretty good, an easy 3-star to build. Also the wolf, I believe, has it too on a 3-star skill. The cottontails has it, or the cotton, whatever you want to call them. The fire Kiki, there's a bunch of them that have it, but essentially the best one was that fire nutcracker guy for what is it called? A brand new skill here. See if we can find it. Alright, I'm gonna just go ahead and skip it because I don't remember the name of the skill. I think was it Buff Breaker? I think it is Buff Breaker. Yeah, it is, not Crocodile. He just has a weird icon on here. But yeah, guys, go ahead and go to this website. It's called MSL-Master.com, and really good and easy to help you guys build up your teams. But if you guys look at my lineup here, the boss doesn't really have, you know, a huge attack buff in the beginning. If you know, just based on the description, but I don't know yet, so I'm just gonna use 3 water curious because I have them. So attack down, then I have my Indra for attack down, and Courageous Strike. So he's gonna be hitting pretty decent amount. My Wujin here is on Weaken and Courageous Strike, and then I have Watermar who gives me a little extra resistance. Dark Wujin who can hit pretty hard, you know, so has Weaken. Arrows here to cleanse up the team, and then Dark Venus with the attack down and attack up for the Wujin and the Mari. So like I said, the first couple of levels all the way up to level 25, guys, is just mainly a DPS race. So if you notice my backlane, they're mainly DPS mons that I've built. Same thing with the Dark Indra back here, and like I said, Lethal Strike's going to be the skill you're going to look for past level 50 and 45. I would say you could probably start using it at level 40, but I'm going to go ahead and start with this theme here. I'm hoping I can make it to at least like level 25. So you guys can pause and check out my team here, and you guys can kind of, you know, see what each Astromon does. But we're just going to go ahead and go before I waste too much time. I did do the light one yesterday. Like I said, I made it pretty high up with my first team, but my mistake was I actually wasted my first attack because I put all of my brand new built lethal strikers on the first couple of levels, and that was just a bad move because they're not going to do any damage. The reason why you want lethal strike is because as the boss increases in level, so will its defense, and so, you know, the higher boss that you're going up against, the more you know, you're gonna get more damage out of your lethal strikers once you get up those higher levels. But alright, so here we go. Looks like he's doing his second skill, resistance down. And one thing that I noticed, guys, you will not fill up your SP bar right away. So make sure that you guys are cognizant of that. I think that is the reason why Super Ascension right now is just such a huge like necessity, I guess, for all your Astromons going into the defense dungeon or dimensional defense against Apophis, is because of the fact that those extra essential skills really do come in very, very handy. So if you guys look here, both my Mari and my Wujin got stunned, but with Eros' skill, he basically just got them both out of that. I still got shocked, and that's the reason why you need that resistance up. You know, like I said, 50 to 60% is really good. I think both of my Wujin and my Mari have that, but it's just something that you guys are going to have to consider going into these dungeons, is that resistance plays a huge role, debuffing is a huge role, and you're going to have to build new Astromons. So the mons that you would generally go for, it doesn't matter anymore. Now you're going to need to build mons that are going to be debuffers. It's great. I love it because it forces you to think more versus the same old monotony. You save your Titans team, you go for Courageous Strike, and then you're done. So it's just something that's brand new. That's in my opinion, it was a very, very good move because I could definitely feel a little bit of like player fatigue. You know, we had a ton of people essentially just kind of leave the game because it was getting boring. There was no progress. Just the whole, you know, you can't pull any more of that in limited Astromons because there's a limited cap on Astro Gems, etc. So it hasn't been that great. But it's just something to consider going forward, is that, you know, you definitely want to be nitty and picky with what Astromon you build, but you're going to have to build pretty much all of them at this point, because you never know what mons are going to be usable, what other mons are not going to be usable. So a little bit of really bad RNG here, guys. If you guys can tell, I essentially have not been able to get my debuffs up. Alright, so Minicat finally got her buff up on the left hand side, and Arrow still doesn't have all the ISP that I need to get that off, and looks like I'm probably gonna die here on the right hand side, because my arrows essentially could not get that skill off. So my arrows is going to die. Wow, okay, that was actually pretty good. So it stun only affected one side of my team, so I guess that's something to note there. That's something I didn't notice before. I thought he was attacking the entire row, but it looks like not. He's only attacking one side, so I guess it's not that bad. I definitely thought it was going to be the entire row, but that's something that I just noticed. I mean, this is my first time going into this boss here, guys. Like, I haven't been able to try this out or anything on any other account or anything either. Like, I had a couple of friends of mine help me out with the wood one and the light one, since we were just starting to figure out some of this data, like, you know, how it works, what doesn't work, etc. But I think we kind of have a bit of a grasp now, like I said, so hopefully by the time that you guys can get to your turns, you know, maybe you guys can do a little bit better, or at least learn from my mistakes, and, you know, maybe we can all get a little bit better with each round to go. I definitely know that there's some players out there that had all of these Astromon already built. They knew exactly what they needed, exactly what was going to go into these, so, you know, it's just, it all really is kind of, it really depended on how high, or this is really more geared for high-end players, I think, because unless you have these mons, you're not going to be, you know, whoa, what happened there? Okay, so that was the 20th turn, I think, so that basically means that you're done with your attempts of doing as much damage as you can. Alright, and that's another thing too, guys. So it's going to be a while before we get all of the soul stones for the new Zeus boss, but I got a water one, and I think that's a dark one. Maybe fire? No, I think that may be dark. But anyway, so that was my first go at it. I'm going to try and see, I think we made it to only like level 15, 16. So let's go ahead and see if we can just continue on here. So let me go ahead and use another cure. I kind of pre-made some of these teams before we got in here, because I kind of wanted to try them out. Alright, so let me see if I leave this here. Oh, this is the other mini cat that I need to build, so I know for sure this side here is going to die. But we're going to go ahead and just give them a try, because we don't have that much time left. You know, just haven't had too much time to really figure out teams. But it's also just been a huge, I guess, resource drain this last like 3 days, because as soon as the wood one came out, I was like, you know, I spent the whole entire day just using all my resources to build the water ones, and before I knew it, the event was over and I had only gotten like 2 attacks in. And I still had my whole entire team to build for yesterday's the light one. So it's just, you know, it's going to take a couple of weeks before a lot of us can really showcase the true damage potential of all of these, but at least for the time being, you guys can take a look at what I'm doing and maybe see what other players are doing, and at least maybe join up on the Discord and see what we can come up with for ideas. But I definitely know that, like I said, that there's a couple players out there that had all these mons pre-built with like really good gems, and they came in here and they were like already hitting like level 65 for the boss with like no problem with only one team. So it's definitely achievable. I think, you know, if we're looking for the future, maybe like the next like month or two, I guarantee you there's going to be people in clans with, you know, hitting to level 100 easy, no problem whatsoever. So. Alright, so we're almost at level 20. I hope you guys also do check out Elio's video. I saw he just posted one. Mine came in a little bit late just because, you know, I'm busy and I haven't been able to do this all day. Plus, I was still kind of working on building those stupid mini cats, and I needed to run like the Starstone dungeon forever, etc. So, just, you know, didn't really have all of those mons on hand, but just may as well show you guys what I'm getting to. But so far, I think this boss here in particular is not too crazy bad. I think that the biggest thing for this particular setup, though, is you're going to have to build mons with super high resist, which, of course, is very heavy reliant on your gems. And I gotta say, for as many years as Monster Super League has been out, I still don't have good gems. Like, it's just, luck of the draw, and I feel like we're at the point in the game where MSL really, and I hope they really watch my videos, is that they need to reconsider a way to redo the actual substats in all of these gems. I mean, I don't know about you guys, but I'm kind of tired of like running golems to find, you know, let's say 10 level 6 gems and have 4 of them be flat recovery, or like, you know, a defense gem with like attack substats. Like, it's just, it literally makes no sense. I feel like they really need to bump up the rate for crit rate, crit damage, and resist on basically all of the gems that are available within the game, because so far, you know, you could spend 3,000 energy, 4,000 energy, and I use roughly 6,000 energy or so, like every 2 weeks or so, just running golems or running the story just to pick up 1 or 2 gems. And the, you know, like I said, my luck has just been absolute trash with all of those. So you know, something that you guys can, I guess, take into account there is that, you know, even if you have and you build up all of these mons, you will still need to farm those gems. So that's why I think that this is mainly geared for high-end players that have like really strong, powerful Astromon. Alright, so we're at turn 16 out of 20 here, so we're almost done with this particular I guess hit here, and I'm pretty much almost dead anyways, so only my healers are left, and of course my Woodmerlin decides to come out at the end. Alright, so that's one thing to note too, is depending on where you guys put your lineups, you know, the Astromon that dies for that particular slot is going to be replaced by that Astromon on the back lane and the back row. So it's not just one person dies and then the next one just comes up. So, you know, something to consider. Alright, so I think I made it to 23, level 23. And on this next try, I'm going to throw in all of my lethal strikers, because I think the boss is getting a little bit harder to hit. So no, 22. Oof. This is a very horrible week for me. Alright, let's see. Let me go ahead and replace these with the other mons, because for some reason when I was setting this up, it won't just let you select everything at once. So, alright, and let's replace her with Pixie. Pixie might be a good bet there. Alright, but as you guys see, I have all my lethal strikers here. Can I use a Cernunos? Yes, I can. Alright, for attack. We'll put that one at the end. Where is... who can I pick here? Shinobi. Sorry guys, 1 second to try to figure out here what I want to use. I have a Siegfried I could use, and I have my Shinobi here. Let's use this. Well, the Siegfried's just HP and Courageous Strike. Let's try Balrona. Why not? She has Puncture. We'll see what Puncture does at the end there. I'm thinking absolutely nothing, but I guess something to try out. And I do need another Venus up top, but well, I guess if Scheherazade dies, the Venus will take over, but I kind of want that attack up before that, so maybe let's put... where is my Shadow? Wow, that's like the second or third time I've ever used Shadow, so and you guys get to see him, so that's pretty cool. Alright, where is the Venus? Here she is. Not her. Here. Save. Alright guys, well, I'm going to let you guys watch this and play it out. I'm going to shut up, and hopefully I managed to get to at least level 25. Alright guys, so as you saw, terrible lineup and terrible placing, but I did make it from level 22 to 34, so I think the John Wuchi, like I said, the lethal strikers here, look at my top 3 damage, it's definitely them. Let me see if I can pull up the table. So yep, looking at it from, you know, level 22 up, definitely to use your lethal strikers. I gotta say though, I did make it a lot higher on yesterday's boss and the wood boss for sure. So but yeah, you guys can take a look at what I did there. You guys can plan out your teams based on what you guys have. No soul stones out of this one, but whatever, it is what it is. Anyways guys, that's it for this video. Wish you all the best of luck on you guys' attempts. Hopefully you guys are able to come out on top. You guys can leave a comment down below if you guys found any mons that were really good for you, or any hard hitters that you guys used that definitely helped you come out on top. So let me know in the comment section down below what Astromon you guys had that really did the most damage for you, because you know, if we can make a list of the Astromon that are doing the best in these situations, or in the best in these you know, events, that would be great. I would appreciate if you guys join the Discord if you're feeling up for it. I'll leave the link to that below. Make sure you leave a like and subscribe to my channel if you're new, or if you'd like to continuously be in the loop for more Monster Super League videos. With that said guys, I'll catch you all on the next one.